Wow, he just took off on that one, and he might have just won the game for him.
Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Carolina Panthers and the Minnesota Vikings. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. They start the drive with Cook. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. They'll take that 14 yards on play number 1. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Oh, rush coming, and he's taken down. They overload him that time of the safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. Here's Hall, looking to throw on second down. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one, weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to get this one down to Cook. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter. Back deep is a very dangerous Mike Hughes. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And it's taken in at the 9. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. Young working out of the gun. And connecting. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Young. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Well, Zadarius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground. 3rd and long for Young. Open here, Adam Thielen. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they are backed up as far as they can be. They're going to start this drive at their own 1.
And it was on this very site in the old Metrodome. Obviously, this is a new stadium. But remember, Tony Dorsett broke off a 99-yard touchdown run on a Monday night game against the Vikings, one that we'll remember for the ages.
And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8-yard line.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And that will be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
And it's fielded at the 34. Well, that one a 55-yard punt, 13 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They'll go again with Sanders. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders to the 36-yard line. Stop there. This defense for the Vikings, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number? 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. Out of the gun, it's Young. In trouble, and he's taken down. Zadarius Smith. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. So on now is Johnny Hecker to punt this one away. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9. 10-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Hall now to throw again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Hall. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football. Well, CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember.
And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Miles Sanders with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Hall to throw on 3rd down. That'll be complete. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. He was trying to do anything he could to get that final little bit for the first down. Instead, he lost the ball.
Yeah, and he was short of the first down, but not by much. Trying his best, as you noted, to get there. Sometimes that extra effort can cost you.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Going up top. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a first and goal.
Some good, strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5.
The defensive coordinators love that. You got a cornerback willing to stick his nose in there, come up on run support, and stop that pop pass dead in its tracks.
And partner, one good thing about trying to defend that play, you should see it coming the whole way. You see the receiver coming in motion in your direction. Nice job eluding the blocker, making the play behind the line of scrimmage. An even better job steadying the play before you have to try and defend it in a game.
Now here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And it bangs off the right upright, no good. And this will remain a 1-touchdown game. So first and goal quickly turns into 4th and goal, and then 4th and goal turns into no points whatsoever.
That's a very disappointing sequence of events right there. And I, for one, would not want to be the kicker who has to run over to his head coach and explain that one.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, Kai just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard. Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Hall.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
There he goes left side. Touchdown, Vikings.
Justin Jefferson
with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Vikings are an extra point away from evening this one up. An extra point by Nagar is up and good.
And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
It's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Panthers. DJ Chark, 73 yards.
And the Panthers have taken the lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game.
To throw it is Hall. Throwing to start the drive. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
Now a throw here to his running back. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Now Hall from the gun on 3rd down.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A gain of 37. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back to throw again. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Osborne.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
That's to Cook out of the backfield. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29.
Out is Chris Nagar now to try the field goal.
From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt.
Nagar's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room.
From the 44, Young. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Young to throw it. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a Panthers 1st down, 17 yards on the play. It'll be Young again. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit him over the top, unsuccessfully.
And Young's throw there, incomplete.
Well, I saw this one with defensive eyes because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. they've got to start becoming solutions.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out.
That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
They try the left side here with Williams. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
59 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Off the play fake, Young. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays. And there's an example.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Miles Sanders with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season.
And the Panthers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
They make their 2nd half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that can make this a 3-possession game.
Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
For the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down, that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Well, going for Jefferson downfield.
And he's got it inside the 10. Touchdown, Vikings.
Justin Jefferson
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Vikings have cut it back within a score. So a strong drive here to lead off this third quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we didn't put our best foot forward in the first half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
An extra point by Nagar is up and good.
And that cuts the lead to 24-17. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. To throw, Young.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Lewis C.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Nagar now for the point after.
And that will tie our game here in the third quarter. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
79 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Right back to Sanders on 1st down. And he's got room. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Now Williams running left. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Miles Sanders, 15 yards.
And the Panthers have moved out in front here in the final minute of the third quarter.
Extra point right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now.
Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
Here's Hall on 1st down.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. So both offenses come to life here in this third quarter as this is shaping up for a good finish. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Open man is Osborne. He's got him. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Hall now to throw on second down. Dancing to his left. And it'll be intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Panthers will take over here at their own 12-yard line. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it? Not good, and we saw the result.
144 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Another run with Sanders. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Third and short yardage, Young. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They will look to flush the memory of that pick 6 as we now have a brand new tie ball game here in the fourth quarter. Getting down to the good stuff.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now Sanders. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll try to throw down. Young. And this will be incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
Young on third down. Eluding the pressure right. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. 4th down, Young. Throwing left side, it's complete.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
A give running left. It's Sanders.
To the 36-yard line. Stop there.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Throw left side on target to Thielen. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 20-yard line. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a first down here. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. On first down, Spears. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. They'll run with Sanders. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football.
Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeouts.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
They run it again with Williams. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And his kick here is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And a close game like this, Charles, those interceptions like they had on the last drive could be costly. But here they've got another opportunity to seize control of this game.
And they'd better take advantage of it, because otherwise, if they end up losing by 1 score, they'll relive this over and over and over until they have another opportunity to wipe it away.
He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly.
Well, he forces one there. It's a potential dagger as it's intercepted.
It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick.
And the Panthers are going to win this football game here in overtime. Well, this ball game was close throughout. Remember, it was neck and neck at intermission, neck and neck at the end, but a great job to come in here in a tough environment, Charles, and get the victory.
Yeah, tough environment indeed. How about all the people who can hear shouting from their seats right below us, partner? They weren't real happy that their team didn't keep the home field. How about how these visitors came in, calm every step of the way, even with all the pressure, and found a way to get out of here with a win.
So for Carolina, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season.
And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Washington Commanders.
Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the New Orleans Saints. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.